Greetings friends, welcome to a Mytholite update. I'm Luke from Mytholite, and despite what you may have heard, we're not a cult. We're just very enthusiastic, but otherwise a perfectly normal game development company. What do you mean we look like a cult? Looks can be deceiving. Now I know it's been a while since you got a Going Down update, and it's not because we haven't been working on the game or that we've secretly disappeared underground to start a secret society, because those were just rumours. No, it's because we've been rebuilding Going Down from the ground up. Now, since we released the demo, we know, the demo wasn't what you were expecting. It wasn't what we were expecting, but we discovered very late in the day that we couldn't really upload the first section of the actual game because spoilers. That, and we didn't want to leave you on a cliffhanger waiting for the rest of the game to come out because it would have been a horrible cliffhanger. Now we realized as soon as the demo came out that it wasn't quite what we wanted it to be. And it certainly wasn't what you wanted it to be. You wanted a slice of Going Down, and that's what we intended to give you. However, we discovered that out of context, the first slice of the game isn't all that satisfying. You need the rest of the game and everything around it for it to really make sense. You see, Going Down is a game of payoffs. Every choice you make affects something later on in the story. Now, if you don't get the rest of the story, you never get that payoff. You never get what you've been working towards. That wouldn't have made a very good demo. So to be honest, we crunched out something completely different for the demo. The idea was we'll introduce you to the character, the setting, and the atmosphere, and hope that that carries the demo. Don't know if that worked out for us. In fact, I know it didn't really. But the one thing we do know you appreciated was the atmosphere, which is exactly what we were going for. So that made me quite happy. And you know what? We doubled down on atmosphere. Now, I'm not going to show you too much today because spoilers. There's a lot in the game that I want you to see firsthand when the game comes out. So we're just going to show you what we need to show you that we have in fact been working on the game and some of the progress that we've made. Because we're very excited about it, and it's been too long since we showed you it. Now with this massive upgrade, we had one big thing in mind, and that was atmosphere. It was the one thing we were already doing kind of right, and it was the word that came up most when we were talking about making the game in the first place. We wanted to rely on atmosphere to give you that sense of foreboding. We didn't want to keep throwing jump scares at you because that gets old quickly. Now, while dissecting scary atmosphere, we came up with two things. Firstly, lighting. Secondly, sound design. Now, sound design, I don't think we've done too badly so far, but I knew we could do better. And lighting, whew, okay. That's a big topic. The lighting wasn't so great. There's not so much you can do with lighting easily in this sort of JRPG horror style. Now, there's been some really good RPG Maker style horror games in the past, and one thing you tend to notice is that the lighting is all pre-baked, mostly. Now, we're not actually using RPG Maker, which actually gives us a leg up, because it means I can use my usual workflow to make something that looks pretty. Now with the original lighting system, it was kind of basic. The idea was the screen gets covered in darkness. From that darkness, we can punch holes, and then you'll be able to see through those holes. That's in essence what it was. It wasn't great. The new lighting system is absolutely phenomenal. It supports HDR, it supports better color blending, and the sexy part, normal maps. You see, the thing is, we're making a 2D game. RPG Maker-esque style, adjacent kind of thing. Now, the one thing you don't expect from those games is for the light to react to the 3D shape of those 2D images. You see how the light's reflecting off of my body here? You get red down the bottom because there's a red light down here, and you get blue light everywhere else because there's a blue light over there. You see how different coloured light shines on my face a different way. It's because my face is 3D. What we've done with Going Down is apply normal maps to our 2D sprites so that the lighting engine knows in which direction these pixels are facing in 3D space. Therefore, the light can respond accordingly. It's genuinely my favourite part of the upgrade, 100%. Now with the very, very early versions of Going Down, our audio was fairly basic. but the sound design itself was quite nice. Everything sounded good, but it was very restrictive. Every sound had to be planned out specifically before it made it into the game. Any audio effects that needed to be applied to a sound needed to be present in the audio file before the game engine played it. So if we needed reverb on a sound, that sound already had the reverb. The game didn't even know the sound had reverb. It was just playing audio. Now this was fine, but we did need to then double up on sound effects. If we had one sound that didn't have reverb, one sound that did have reverb, it's the same sound, different levels of reverb. What if we needed something in the middle where it's reverby, but not too reverby? Reverby? That meant a lot of different sounds for a lot of different things, and we didn't like that. We wanted to be able to apply audio effects real time. So we did that. For the demo, there is reverb on the audio. Now those audio files did not have reverb in them. The reverb was added by the game engine. Yes. The problem is, the audio effects in the demo are applied globally to every sound. So yes, we can change the settings, but every sound that is played will have the same effects on, which is fine. It's better, but it wasn't perfect. So the new going down audio system means we can dial in effects per audio emitter. It's wonderful. If one sound is supposed to be quite reverby, we're back to reverby. We can have that sound be as reverby as we need it without affecting a sound happening over here. So good. So good. Obviously, the key thing about going down as well is the sound design and the lighting design. Everything needs to be somewhat three-dimensional in its own way. The audio has its position, and if you're wearing headphones, you'll be able to hear where things are coming from. That's the idea. I think it works. We'll see. So the idea with this big upgrade was to make the game look and sound alive, or dead, depending on which way you want to look at it. Other things we upgraded were the subtitle system, which honestly makes more of a difference to us, the development team, than you, the player, because it means our subtitles are now a lot easier to program into the game, and built-in localization, so we'll be able to translate buttery smooth. Wonderful. You probably won't notice, but you'll notice the fruits of that labor. Now what I absolutely want to do is show you the opening title sequence of the game, and then a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of gameplay, but I just want you to see the game. Here it is.
The person you are trying to reach is not available. Please leave a message after the tone.
Alice, You better have a really good reason for letting me go to voicemail again. But you're not answering any of my text messages, so you've left me no choice. I'm guessing you've either fallen asleep working late for the second time this week, or you've been brutally murdered, which would make this voicemail morbidly ironic and completely regrettable. I'll come over and check on you first thing in the morning. I'll bring coffee. We need to have a good talk anyway, don't we? Oh, and if you are still in the office, and let's face it, you are definitely still in the office, remember to switch off all the lights on your way out this time. You forgot last Friday. Your office lights were on all weekend. Oh, and on the security system. And get some proper bloody sleep. You've been like a zombie recently, and quite frankly, not a good look. I only say all this shit because I care. I hope you know that. You know, being a good friend. Good night, Alice. Go home. So what did you think? Hope you liked it. I've been working hard on it. If you do want more updates, I know we've been quiet for a while and you're never quite sure what's going on with us, but we are working on having a better social media presence. We've hired more people, we've got more tools. We're gonna do more on social media, basically. And if you wanna be there for that, if you want the updates, if you wanna know what we're getting up to, if you want to be part of our inner circle, which for legal reasons is absolutely categorically not a cult, shut up. Press the subscribe button. Become part of our totally normal, harmless community. Also, do jump onto our Discord. It's our community. You can come and chat to us at Team Mytholite. You can chat to each other, of course. And we do have some subscription tiers so that you can financially support the cult, the community, and our studio.
Do I want to ask?
It's not a cult.
Do I want to ask?
It's not a cult.
You keep saying that doesn't convince me any less. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm just finishing off this video, hold on a second. If you do join one of our subscription tiers, then you will get your name in the credits of Going Down. That's a promise. Do that as fun, isn't it? And maybe other things as well. I don't know. I'm not in charge here.